Hey y'all, Healthy Keith here, and it's about 3:45 a.m. And yesterday, I manifested my dog Sam back from heaven in a new body. 390 days after he decided to go back to Source to recharge and release some of all that energy he was holding on for me that whole time. 390 days ago, he transitioned at the age of 10, or at level 10, because he was not old in any way, shape, or form. It was something sudden, and it cracked my heart open. Let me just do this real quick. Look at that, huh? Look at this night sky, huh? Look at that night sky. Totally, completely crystal clear. The moon is out. Of course, getting beautiful. What is that little thing? Is that like an ant? Just like a little angel flying around with that little light. Look at that. Alright, so, and then let me also come all the way in on the fire with a little bit of a better camera there. Look at that, huh? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sweet, sweet, sweet Chiminia. You rock and roll. Alright, back to the story. So, I've been on a journey, and that cracked my heart open, and comfort and complacency are the things that keep you from growing. Comfort and complacency are the things that keep you from growing. I just did a one breath of alchemical breath work with the gamma breath that I really just started practicing yesterday, thanks to the Black Airbender, Devon. And I did a lot of things different yesterday. And something different happened, yo. I'm on day 7 now of a fast. I guess yesterday was day 6. And it was the most strict. No, let's not use strict. That's not a cool word. It was the most disciplined fast that I've done. The most present fast that I've done. The most aware fast that I've done. The most aligned with myself fast that I've done. And when you stop going through all the loops that you use to distract yourself and numb yourself out so that you don't focus on the feelings that you have, and trusting and learning how to be able to release them from your body. When you stop doing all those things and you actually have a conversation with yourself and your higher self all day. So, yeah. I did gamma breath yesterday, was one thing that I did. I also pulled some powerful cards from my Ascension deck. 2 Ascension decks, and they both said the same thing. Your world is created by your thoughts and your beliefs. Pretty much. So I decided to believe differently yesterday. And in general, Like this past week, I've been starting more and more to, especially the last several days, do something that I call FRIA, Fearless Radical Action Exponentialized. And it's just all those things that you hesitate on. And for me, it was about the fear of what if it didn't work out? And then it just keeps running around in your head. And you feel like, oh, but holding on to the pretty thought of it working out without actually doing it and testing it doesn't serve any purpose at all. And when you take action, immediately when inspired, new opportunities just keep showing up. And I also have been doing the automatic writing experience and journaling daily for, I imagine, at least 2 weeks now, not longer. And it has really put me in touch with my higher self and listening to that guidance. So journaling daily is so powerful. And I've also been reading the Sophia Code and activated level 2 today of my upgrades. And I've been trusting and believing, no matter what things look like on the outside, that if I just trust and I stay in the right vibration and I keep operating from my heart, knowing that I am a limitless, abundant manifester and creator, that's where the magic happens. That was my pattern today. 4. 4 is my number. 4 is the day I started the journey in this vessel right here, in this body. And 4 is the number of abundance. And I have a new song that I'm developing. I'm wildly abundant, much more than enough. Wildly abundant, to spread and magnify love. Hey. And that's all the words I have to it yet, is the refrain. That's all I needed. My mantra. Everybody that I come in contact with each day gets their vibration elevated, whether it's by phone or in person, or them just looking at some of my content that I post. So yeah, Sammy, so today I also surrendered. Like yesterday, I had a moment with somebody that I wasn't in the state of love. I wasn't in the state of compassion or groundedness in that moment, and I didn't act that way. And today I humbly acknowledged it, and when you are authentic, it is absolutely clear to the other person when you are fully surrendered and humble and coming from love. And then, so, this friend of mine, I then invited to go over to the gravel road with me, which I hadn't done in a while because of, let's say there's been some friction that's been causing growth. And so she came with me for a ride to the gravel road and walked up, and with her dog Luna, and we walked up to the spot where I typically go to play music. Blowing on a fire is amazing breath work too. Amazing. So we walk up to the spot and we hear, there's someone up there. We hear a dog. And we get up there and it's our friend. It's our friend Brianna that we haven't seen in ages. And it just so happened on this day, I decided to, invite my friend along. And Brianna had almost decided not to stop there today as well and said, you know what, I'm here. Let me go spend some time with Hutch. And I've been talking to Sam daily in my journaling. My boy Sam, who transitioned last year. Writing to him and talking to him. And she sees that it's us, and immediately she is just overcome with emotion because she's been going through some challenging times. Our friend Brianna, who was up on the hill, the beautiful overlook. And I see this sweet dog, Hutch, that literally looks just like Sam. And he comes over to me immediately and leans into me like he's known me forever and a day. And I'm just hugging him, and she starts talking about how she doesn't know if she'll be able to care for him much longer. She's been fostering him. And May was thinking she might need to surrender him in a few more days if no one would be able to watch him and care for him. And I immediately offered. And from there, we, went down to her car and got his bed, and she also let me hold on to her fleece poncho so he would have something that smelled like her to feel comfortable. She's actually someone who trains dogs and takes care of them at like doggy daycare, so she's like amazing with dogs and has Hutch behaving so beautifully. And some of the things that I had wished about Sam, it's almost like he went to obedience school for a year up in heaven and came back to me improved. Like he's essentially an off-leash dog, which I had always wanted for Sam and didn't feel comfortable with. And I get now that a big part of that is that I wasn't comfortable. If I would have been grounded like I am now, he would have been able to be off-leash. It's all about the owner in terms of what the dog is ready to do, and if the owner is ready to be present and aware and be a grounded, peaceful pack leader. And we go back up to the hill, and just have a lovely time together, watching the beautiful sunset. And then I first take out my harmonica, and I was like, and Hutch was a little like, what's that sound? He wasn't digging it yet. He will. And I was like, you know what? I always used to play guitar for Sammy. Let me get my guitar out. So I get my guitar out, and I press record on my phone. And this was during the time when Brianna was essentially giving Hutch some hugs and being grateful for everything, that all the love that he had showered her with, and just thanking him for his kind soul and saying goodbye. And I essentially channeled her heart song. which is part don't worry about a thing. So every little thing gonna be alright. And part of it was my song. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Don't rush it, don't force it. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Trust and believe. And then my friend Dina went down the hill with Brianna to say goodbye and walk her to her car. And then she ended up walking back to the house because, beautifully, we're only about 1.5 miles from the Appalachian Trail and this magical gravel road. And I had my phone on airplane mode, as I do to protect my energetic field as often as possible. And didn't realize that she had texted to say she was going to start walking and for us to have some bonding time. And that's what I did. I sat up on the hill and took some pictures and bonded with Super Sam 2.0, aka Hutch. That's its. And then we drove home, and we arrived home just before Dina returned home, my friend, Luna. And he walked into the house like he was coming home and remembered and knew exactly where he was. And then I took him on a nice 3.5 mile run walk to help him get familiar with the roads around here in the area and just to help him get some of whatever energy out of his body he may be holding on from being into a new place. And to get him, walking with a dog and showing them that you're the pack leader is a powerful thing for bonding. And then he gobbled up his delicious food, and he and Luna are getting along famously right away, playing well together, even though he's 10 and she's like 1.5. So yeah, Sam was 10 when he transitioned last year. And Hutch is also 10. And they're both in abundant health and specimens for their level. Absolute specimens, my goodness. And then I just I typically sleep on the floor now for just the straightness of my back. I don't feel that mattresses are really good for your back, at least not for mine. And we laid her on the floor, and I may have dozed a little bit, and it is really challenging to sleep tonight with this miracle that happened at 21:21 on the recording. And then I sent some pictures of Hutch saying that I had manifested Sam coming back to some friends. And one of those friends, my good friend Kirsten, she said that she had been at a group channeling today. And the channeler asked if anyone knew anything about a dog named Sam. Yeah. That's what you call a miracle. That's what you call synchronistic manifestation. And Sam knew that I had done enough healing without his comfort, without the comfort of hugging him, that now when I hug him, I'm inspired instead of comforted to remain in my smallness. He You know, it was time to come back. Today, or yesterday, Saturday, I believe it was the 15th. What a powerful day, 10:15. And we manifest our own realities. I just manifested my sweet dog Sam coming back from heaven 390 days later after he transitioned to work his magic up there and allow me to feel my feels without the comfort and distraction of his abundant love. And I believe Sam is, his spirit has been in all of my animals in my life. And they each had a different personality depending on what would nourish me most in those moments. Squiggles, my ferret, super, super playful when I was younger, around a teenager. And then there was Shelby, when I had graduated college and moved out and living in New Jersey. or staying in New Jersey. Words are powerful. I'm living in heaven. I was staying in New Jersey. And Sam came into my life. And Shelby was also super sweet and really gentle. And just as I was in those days. And then Sam came, and Sam in the form of Sam, he is fierce. He is fierce. He is vocal about standing up for things that are wrong. About standing up for, any kind of energy that's not aligned with love. He would let people know. He was my radar. Like, if Sam was cool with somebody, I knew their soul was dope. Dope like soap on a rope. And now I have Hutch, who's almost like a slightly softer version of Sam. Because now it's time for me to be soft again. And all the things that I hope for are things that, like I said, it's almost like I got Sam back with upgrades of the ways that I had really wished for him to be, even for his own sake, to bring him more peace and comfort in this world. Not even for me. And today is, I believe, my best day ever, 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 ever. Yeah. And today is by far the most present I've ever been, or yesterday. You know what, I'm just going to call it today because we're always in the now. Today is the most present I have ever been. And it started with all my practices, and especially really being present with that gamma breath that just pulls the anxiety out of my solar plexus like magic, yo. Look it up, alchemical breathwork, the Black Airbender, gamma breathing. And when we encountered Brianna with Sam, and I realized Sam was going to be with me, and I just got into pack leader mode. As the pack leader, you're the most present of all, so that the pack feels safe. And I accept that. responsibility. Mm-hmm. That's what's up, fully. And it's like so many things became clear as the evening unfolded of things that I had been indecisive about, even as I had been taking some FRIA action, fearless radical action, exponentialized. And I had been wishing for Sam to come back so we could go earth dogging together. He heard me. A week. With all the portals being open, the veil is thin, y'all. So get present, get into prayer, take some FRIA, fearless radical action on any inspiration that comes up right in the moment. And trust and believe that you create your heaven here on earth.